your buddy Mikerowchip here playing Trainz 2022
Plus Standard Edition.
And this is the UMR episode 93. Alright. Now I'm checking to make sure it's 93. 93. Yes, it is. Oh, and I got a cough. We're off to a rough start. Very rough start. All right. So here we are with Sean in Cortland. And remember the last time we were with Sean in Cortland, he was trapped over here somewhere. So I got to remember in the future to make him go to track 2, right? Yeah. Okay. Anywho, he's got to do a runaround now and head back the other way to go towards back towards Waverly. Now there's got to be, I see the crossover there. I think there's got to be one back this way, right? Let's go take a look-see. Yep, there it is. Okay. So we will apply the handbrake. We will decouple. We will go. There we go. And we're on our way. All right, let's run ahead here now. Make sure all this is all set up the way it should be. And let's get him a little more speed then, too. This is not, and this is not. But now it is. We're going to throttle up a little bit more here. Lovely neighborhood on our right. And a lovely neighborhood on our left. Can't mention the righters, well, I'll mention the lefters. They get mad. Alrighty. Slow down for the crossover. I want to switch this back mainline service. There we go. A little CTC for you. Over here. And there we go. And then we're going to do a little switcheroo on the direction. There we go. See, the red lights went off, though. Headlight came on. That was exciting. All right. So we got this. Yeah, I want to go forward. Here we come. We'll run back down the other side. And then we'll head out from there. Now, I'm about to do something, not in the game, that is exciting while at the same time very scary. And that is, I'm going to upgrade my computer. Now, I got a pretty good graphics card. I'm going to hang on to that. And I got one of my drives is good. I'm going to get a new drive. I'm going to get a new motherboard, a new chipset. That's scary. Because what I'm scared of is, of course, well, maybe not of course, but all this stuff I'm running on YouTube now. I got to save this all on a zip drive and then hope to gosh I do it right so that when I get my new computer in here, it is not going to lose all the information I have, all the save and all the stuff I've done to these routes. And that would really be a shame. I'm pretty sure there's a way to save this into a CDP. That's what they call it, or CPD. I think it's CPD. I don't know. It's a file used by Trainz where you can back up all your stuff. But you should be able to back it up, reinstall Trainz, and then install my routes and my saves that come with it. Really going to research it, though, before it happens. I'm a little nervous. I would hate to have to go through and do these routes again. course, if it were to get lost, that would be a perfect reason to upgrade to the latest version of the UMR. Don't start talking like that. All right, here we go now. One down here should be set up correctly. The switch, I mean. I'm yawning. I got schmut. I got problems. Oh, yeah, I just saw it. It is correct. Run down to this end. Here's the other engine working this yard over here. The dispatcher, he'll throw these switches for me. The guy. All right, now we got to back it up. Get another drink here. There we go. That's nice. Back to main line. And then this one here. Back to main line. Beautiful. For my spreadsheet, Sean's loading on 55 people here at Cortland. Don't know how many people are getting off. I don't keep track of that. I just keep track of how many people get on. Which makes you wonder, how do I keep track of my seating capacity? I don't. I just assume enough people get off. Alrighty. Watch it now, folks. Hang on to something. A little bump here. Alrighty. Now, we're going to, what did I say? Waverly? Yeah, we're going to Waverly. Okay, Waverly, here we come. Oh, he's loading. I gotta wait. Still waiting. Take your time, Trainz. There you go, buddy. Waverly, here we come. Platform 1? Sure. There we go now to Waverly. Look, it's the baggage car. Yeah, so I don't know if you watched my last my gosh, I can't stop doing it. Come on now. Be professional. The last episode, which was A-Line, the Run 8 A-Line video, I mentioned that my computer had died. My PSU failed on me. I took it to a shop here in town, and they said it's really unusual that one would fail like it did, but it did. So they got me a new one and installed it and everything. Now, I can install it. I've done it before. Oh, and before we go into that, what? 26, we'll watch him till 31. And let's go to line side. There we go. Okay. So, I mean, I can uninstall a power supply and then reinstall the new one. But you know what? I'm lazy. It was so much nicer. This is the first time I had somebody else do it in a while. And well, I'll say it cost me $90. $90 for I don't know how much work how long it took it. I would think it'd take me about a half hour or so. So, yeah, it was expensive, but it was just nice having a professional do it, so I'm sure that it's all done right. Because you can do it, but of course, the thing that's always in the back of my mind is did I do it right? Because although it's not that hard, I have in the past forgot to hook something up or hooked it up incorrectly or something. It was no big deal. I figured it out. Then you got to try to troubleshoot it and all that other stuff. So it was just nice to have a professional do it. I brought it home, I plugged it in, it worked. And I've not had a problem with it since. So it's been really nice. There's no doubt about that. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, we zapped underneath the ground. All right, so, yeah, which is why I'm going to have him just put the whole thing together now. Going to have him put the whole thing together. And he was telling me that the 1 2 terabyte drive I have in there now, it's one of those little tiny drives. He called it something. Man, I know something about computers, but not a whole lot. One of those real thin ones, and it's small. It's about the size of a Band-Aid, really. Kind of looks almost the exact size of a Band-Aid. It just clips right onto your motherboard. But he was saying, yeah, the new motherboards are faster, and then the new chipsets that go with those motherboards are faster. And those are my bottlenecks right now. My card is fine, but the rest of it is kind of bottlenecking. He goes, you might experience like a 30% increase in frame rate. So I believe. Uh-oh, is there something coming up here on the track? Is this more derailed stuff? It might be. Thought I saw a rail car. What is that? Yeah, it is. It's more derailed stuff. I can see it already. Yeah, welcome to the UMR, the only place where derails happen constantly. Well, how about that? Isn't that exciting? I wonder if that was giving Sean a problem pulling into the correct station platform. I don't know. So, yeah. So, I mean, right now, I think it's really smooth. It looks really good right now. I don't have any problems. I'm very happy with my computer. But I have learned in the past that sometimes it's good just to upgrade a few things at a time instead of getting a whole new system. That's what I used to do. I used to get a whole new system and bada boom, bada bing. And that kind of the advantage of that. Well, first of all, it costs a bigger chunk of money. Get a computer can cost upwards of $3,500, and so but the advantage to it was then I could put my old computer in a different room, right? And then when I started my new computer, I was like, oh, I forgot this file. Oh, I forgot that file. So I could go back to my old computer, put it onto a thumb drive and bring it out of my new computer. See, now I'm not going to have that because he's going to have to reinstall Windows and everything on it. And so I got to make sure I save everything I'm going to save. Now, I'm pretty sure Steam saves everything. All your saved games anyway. And I know it saves your programs. I can download those anytime I want to. And that's no big deal. I can download them. No problem with all the other games I played. But it's, again, the saves from Trainz, from Run 8. And Run 8, you got to... I put a lot of money into Run 8. And I don't want to lose those cards. Hopefully I made backups of everything. I think I did. That's the other thing I'm worried about, too. If I didn't, I don't know what I'm going to do. But, anywho, I'm going to try to get that all to save properly so that I can pick up the D-Series right where I left off. So I'm excited. Like I said, it's exciting. It's a new computer with a new case. It's going to be nice. But it's also scary. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to work. I mean, worst case scenario, I start all these routes up again. Oh my gosh, that depresses me. Okay, so that's the 5-minute mark right there. Let me put you guys on pause. I'll figure out what we're doing next. And here we are now with Harry. He's working Springvale Manufacturer. I'm not sure why I had him come over here. Did we move him around or something? Wasn't there somebody in the way or something? I forget. But he's working Springvale, and what he's got to do is he had to drop these off here, which obviously are dropped off. They're now on the storage track here. It's these tankers back here. These two are empty. These two are now empty. These two are full. So we got to drop off some more stuff there. I think it's diesel, right? Okay. So let's decouple here. Well, let's first set the handbrakes. There we go. Okay. There we go. Tell you what. Back over this way. And then the other thing, too, I was thinking in the interim here about my computer is on this route, it takes sometimes when I move to places, you know, all of a sudden the track's not there. I got to wait a few seconds, or sometimes I even got to pause it, and then I, you know, and then all the tracks appear and all the stuff appears, and then you unpause it. So there's that, and this new drive I'm supposed to be getting, or that I'm going to be getting. Though my current one apparently is rated at 1,200. Is it 1,200 megabytes? No, can't be. Is it that fast? Per second. 1,200 something per second. Okay, whatever the thing they use to it's megabytes or maybe bytes per second or whatever it is. So I'm gonna drive through here. And so the new one he's going to put on there is going to be 7,800. So, yeah, see, that's faster. That's definitely faster. So that's nice. And hopefully that'll really cut down on some of the jitters that I get in Trainz. And Railroader, a couple other games too. And then also we'll get rid of the scenery can't load in fast enough thing. Because the bandwidth, is that what you call it? The bandwidth on the drive is faster. How much it can do at one time, right? That's what bandwidth means. The more bandwidth you have, the more information you can load every cycle. Sure, why not? All right, so we just got to bump this back. That's all we got to do. All the rest of this is going to Bloomfield, Destin, and Caldwell, where all the rest of those cars are he's got there. In his ginormous cut. He's got a GP38-2 right here. This is a SD7. Oh, excuse me, 70-2 right here. And at the lead is the old SD70 ACE. There we go. Done this before I hit that one. Oh, here we go. All right, so evidently I'm unloading two at a time. We're going to back this up. Last two, and then we'll send Harry, not this turn, but his next turn, we will send him to Bloomfield. He'll be done working this industry. There we go. And stop. There we go. And that is the end of Harry's turn. Real quick, like, put you guys on pause. I'll figure out what we're doing next. So now we're with Thomas back in the North Yard, and according to my spreadsheet, it's time to hump. And there's two cars ready to hump right here. We're just on the wrong side of them. So we're going to fire up his GP40s and run these around. Wait. Yeah, that's okay. Okay. Here we go. I'm assuming this is forward, right? I assumed correctly. That's nice. It's funny. Sometimes people walk past the front of my house. I got my windows open today because the weather's outside's not too hot or anything. And sometimes I glance over there when I'm saying something, and people will stop and look. I got one of those radio voices, and people are like, "What's going on in there?" Or the other funny thing too is when they walk by and the windows are down like that, and they hear the train horn. People will give a double take. Like, what the heck's going on in there? That guy driving trains around? What the haystacks? It's mildly amusing. Juice that. A little bit, throttle up just a little bit more. Go to the lead engine. Well, it's kind of like the lead engine, isn't it? I don't know where these two are going. I don't even know if I've tagged these two yet. We'll find out once we hook onto it. If we need to, then we'll just touch them and say, "Tag, you're it." Drink time. There we go. Beautiful. There's the old car wash. I usually run my passenger trains through that just before they leave out of North Yard. But you're seeing everything it does right there. Nothing more than that. These little brushes turning around inside there. Kind of cool. Never seen one of those in real life. They still don't even use something like that? You think they would because it's so quick. Right? I mean, obviously on freight cars you don't run through, but passenger cars, you want everything to look nice. You know, for the passengers. All right, so this side, that's good. That's good. This is good. So we just got to get him past this and get him onto this. Look at that. It's all set up. It's all set up. That's beautiful. Here he comes. Alrighty. Conductor's going to jump off there doing 11 mile an hour. He's a daredevil. He's real good at parkour. I'm not sure how that helps you when you're doing 11 miles an hour as opposed to 5. He knows how to tumble. That's it. He can do a combat roll so he doesn't hurt himself when he lands. I just talked myself into how right I was. All right, back the other way. There we go. I was very excited to play the UMR. I haven't played it in a little bit now. It's very nice. Get back into it. I'm also excited about the UMR because that means next I get to do Midwestern Rails. It's my whole life. It's my whole life. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not embarrassed by it. I like to do this. There's just no denying it. I like to do this. People give me looks. I probably told you that before. When I tell people what I do, you know, on YouTube, they give me looks. It's okay, you can look at me. But there's just no denying it. I love all of these train games I play. I play a lot of games. Different games, not just train, but train is my focus on YouTube. Train with a sprinkling of farming. Yeah. All right, let's run down these two tankers now. What are these? These are oil tankers, I'm pretty sure. You got Thomas's other engines in there being serviced. The SW1500s. Here we come. Ah, that's a nice sight. It is. I've got it. Let's bring this up. Yeah, they are not tagged yet. Oh, no, yeah, they are. Esso Flats local service. And they're loaded. So that would make sense, right? Because they're giving out, is it oil? Esso Flats local service. What are you carrying? Crude oil. They're taking crude oil to a local service? I mean, I suppose you need oil to oil things up, right? But crude oil? I would say, whatever they want, but it's me. I'm the only one servicing out locos. Locomotives. All right, well, let's get them there. Take a look at the switch list here now, or I mean the yard list. Esso Flats is straight ahead, isn't it? Yeah, it is. All right, this is going to be a real quick pump with only 2 cars. Are you kidding me right now? Oh, wait, don't do that. There you go. Oh, no, I messed it up. Come back. There we go. I hit 4 on... Oh, I tried it at 4 so I can do this. I don't know, it's way too fast. Slow down, slow down. But I was on my spreadsheet, so then the number 4 appears on my spreadsheet in the box I was in. So that's what all that no, not there thing was all about. Okay, we're going to drop it right down the middle because Esso Flats is in the south yard. That's where we're storing cars for Esso Flats. So that's where we are headed. Now, everybody has stopped, right? Ever since I put those new retarders in, everything, these retarders right here, everything seems to be working pretty good again. What the heck is this? What is this? Oh, he's coming in. This is a train coming in. What, the fuzz bucket? Where is he? Okay, so you got this train here. What the heck train is this? Is this one of those that I added on a bunch of, I slapped on a bunch of derails onto it, and they picked them up on the way back? I better get back to Thomas. What's he doing? Oh, gee, yeah, stop. Stop. You've gone too far. Now, that train's way too long down there, but it's kind of in the way. All right, well, we're going to have to fix that. All right, so let's back this up and do this right. I suppose I could have let it go. A little fast on the speed, though. All right, that's right. We can have Smiley, or Smiley. It's just Smiley on this one. Smiley Jimmy's from Run 8. Okay, so let's go back and back. Then you're just going straight ahead and drop them, right? Prepare to decouple. Decouple. All right. Now let's go see this mess over here. Those should roll. Yeah, they're going to roll right where we need them to go. Now, the problem is all of this is in the way. I mean, look how long. And see what I normally do. Here's a train coming from the other side, right? This is a train that came from off map. He's right where he's supposed to be. And when I build these trains before I bring them on, I make sure they're no longer than this. As many real railroads do. They look at the sidings that are available. And they can't have 2 trains going in opposite directions that don't fit on the sidings because they can't get past each other. So this, I mean, this is way too long. It should have ended right here, roughly. So we're going to have Smiling Jimmy get in. I keep saying Smiling Jimmy. Smiley. Now, does this track happen to be open right here? It does. That's beautiful. Okay. So let's go over here to Smiley. That is his name? Yeah, it is Smiley. All right. Smiley, with his slug there, is going to back up. He's going to grab onto these. What's he going to do with them? We should just put them on the hump track is what we should do. So if we grab onto these and I just pull them straight back to the hump track. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Okay. So a little extra bonus. I run the bell as well because this engine's been sitting for a while. People get used to it sitting for a while. They're like, well, that engine's not going to move. The next thing you know, your legs are crushed. All right. We got a couple 2-bays here. We got potash. He's loaded. Oh, yeah, there's cars on there. You see them? They're loaded auto racks. We got some of these Morton salt hoppers. Unless I accidentally built it too long. Who knows? Who knows? And this train being as long as it is, how did it make it all the way here without half the cars derailing off of it on this map? I don't know. I don't know the answer to any of these things, but this is a really cool shot. I like this a lot. A Morton salt shot. Oh, one last thing about my new computer. I won't go on about it too much longer. So if you're rolling your eyes again, this is the last time you got to roll them. One of the funny things about it is I had no intention of upgrading my computer. None whatsoever. And so I went there just to get my PSU installed, and he installed everything. And as I was picking it up, he started running these suggestions by me. You should do this. You should do this. And you'd have a really nice system if you just, spend a little bit more money. You'd have a really nice system. And so I said, oh, okay, thanks a lot. I'll think about it. So I went back home. My wife was at home, and she said, how'd it go? I said, good. You got to fix it. And she goes, good. I said, but you shouldn't let me go up there by myself. And she says, why? Because that guy talked me into a bunch of more money. She goes, he upsells you? I go, yeah, he kind of did. So then we talked about it. And then she said, yeah, you should do it. What the heck? You love your computer. Why not? So she's so nice. But, yeah, so then I went back up the next day. And I couldn't believe it. I was thinking that night, I should have told him then because, he was pulling up stuff on the computer. He was showing me all this stuff. Is he going to remember all that? Well, I come back the next day and I say, hey, I was in here yesterday. He goes, yeah, I remember. And I said, yeah, about those upgrades you were talking about. He goes, oh, yeah. And he pulls it all up again. He knows how to upsell people. He's really good at it. So... all right, so we got to clear this switch right here and then run down to the other end of the yard. I've been playing a whole lot of Railroader lately, and as you know, when you first out in that game, I've been playing Railroader that I haven't been recording. I do that. I mentioned that before. I do that on most of my games. There are ones that I record. I like to record, but then there are the ones that are my time. Those are the ones where I play and I don't want to record. I could record. Part of my brain says, you're playing it anyway, you might as well just record while you're going, right? Then I've heard other YouTubers say this, and I am agreeing with it. That is, you gotta have time to yourself. You can't be on all the time. Although for me, it's, not that much of a chore, but I will admit at the same time, it is nice sometimes to play Railroader and not have to talk. Just sit here. Again, not that I dislike talking. I like. Have you guessed that yet? And I like to talk. Yeah, I'm a Gabby Johnson. I like to talk, but it is sometimes nice not be quote unquote on. You know what I'm saying? That's how it was when I was a teacher, when I was a high school teacher. Is I'd go in and I'd try to make it entertaining for the kids, and I would have fun doing it, and I would love to do it. But then there were days when we had what they would call professional development, and that's when only the teachers come, and they give us time to work on stuff like new labs and collaborate with each other, And those days were really nice too, because then you didn't have to be on anymore. Then you could just sit there, talk to other educators about what you were going to do, and so on and so on. Kind of the same thing. A little stuttering. Now, see, we get this little stutter right here. I don't know if you noticed or not. There's a little stutter that I noticed right here. Wondering if my new computer is going to free that up, or is the program the bottleneck, not the hardware, the software. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But I was talking about Railroader. It takes a while to build it up. I love this route because I mean, look at all these cars. All these cars are tagged to go somewhere. It's not like they're just sitting there for show. I moved all those cars because this route was empty when I started. That brings satisfaction. That brings joy into my life. I don't know why, but it does. All right, now he's coming over this way now. Are these set? Yeah, they should be, right? Set in the right space. Yeah, they are. And we're going to cut it right here. Yeah, this is where we're going to cut it. There we go. Now we're going to back up. Just funny how shocked I was. Ooh, there's those new ore cars. I haven't seen those in a little bit. Algoma Central, Hudson Bay Railway. Nice. Buy Ute fuel. All right, so now we're going to back these down into that same area. We had the other ones. That we just took the 2 tankers off. Then I got to go get those 2 tankers. All right, so we're going to go over this way, right? And then we're going to do this here, and then this here. Yeah. Over to this. Now, I don't know. Are they all going to fit on this track? Don't know. They might. When I pull in one of those new trains, they don't all fit on here, but then I just fit them on the next track. In fact, we got 3 tracks for that purpose. That's nice. Okay, here we go. Now, I imagine that this slug, I'm not going to get rid of it. I only really needed it when I was on Rail Driver, and on Simple Mode, you don't really need it any longer, but I really like it, so I'm going to hang on to it. But I imagine that this is like driving long hood forward, right? You're a lot further to look back. But, you know, you got this place you can walk. Your conductor can go back there easily. And, of course, on these 1500s, you normally drive long hood forward. It's not as long as a regular engine, but you still do. So. Now you got a long hood in front of you and in back. No matter which direction you're going, it's long hood forward. All righty. Flip over to this side. The old tower here on the whatever end. Was it the east end of North Yard? Right through the window. There we go. Little service road here. Coming up. There's the Blue Comet passenger cars right in front of us there. We'll get a little bit better look at them as we go by. Speed limit dropped down to 10, but we prefer to do 15. And there's the Blue Comet cars right there. And we have the big service. 2 buildings way on the right there are stock, rolling stock repair, car repair. And then this is the engine shed right here. Car repair, car repair. This one over here is car repair. Engine shed. And then all the stored locos that are waiting for new orders. All right. I think these are railroad ties, aren't they? Kind of look like it. That's a mow thing. Oh, and railroaders. I read another thing about they're coming out with their mow, their maintenance away vehicle train. Wonder how I'm going to incorporate that. Yeah, I don't know. Are they going to put something into the game where you have to actually change the railroad ties in the rails and everything? Yeah, I'm not sure. That'd be cool. But is it going to be too much? You know what I'm saying? Of course, they put the stuff where you got to oil the bearings on all of the trucks. And they have an option in there. You can just turn that off. You don't have to do that. Maybe they'll do the same thing with this. Yeah, I don't know. What do I look like? A developer? You have no idea what I look like. I don't think we have enough room to fit them all on here. That's all right. I think. How am I going to do this, though? Let me stop right here. Because I got to cut it so that I can get around it, because I got to come back up this track here. Yeah, we may be too far. Let's see where I am. Oh no, I stopped it in time. So if I cut it, I'd have to cut it up here, wouldn't I? Probably after the second car ballast, or not, scrap metal. Beavis. Where's the switch at here? Here it is. Here. Yeah. So if I cut it right here, we should be good, right? Let's find out. Cut it right there. Then continue backing up. There it goes. Now I got to get it. Now, wait a minute. Is this switch set back up here correctly? Should be still, right? Okay, yeah, they are. Those switches are all thrown correctly. I just got to get this first cut onto here. We're only a few cars over. Gosh darn it. Actually, it's not at all. I enjoy this. When these problems, unexpected problems like this come up, it's really cool. Like that extra long train. Either I messed up or it's the one that I had to pick up those derails. I don't know. I play so many different train games. It's so hard to keep track of them all, which is another great thing because then, you know, like I said, you get these unexpected things. I had not planned on this. It's a little bit long. There's enough clearance there. Usually I try to keep it in behind the dwarf there. See, can I back it up just a little bit? I can just a little bit. Let's get down on this. Scrap metal looks pretty good. There you go. You got so much slack action, though. There we go. Okay. Oh yeah, almost did it perfectly. I'm like a quarter car length off, and I'm happy with that. I'm gonna say it was a success. This way and then this way. We got to run right down track. This is what track? Shop bypass east. Of course, I use this as a staging area for the hump yard, and maybe that's not what it was designed to do. What's this one called? Staging track. Well, I am using it to stage the hump. I don't know if that's what you call it or not. Do you stage the hump? No idea. question is, I should have checked that before I did this. Is this switch cleared so I can go over the top of it? It is. Okay. Although if it wasn't, I would run through it and push past and then come back. That probably would have worked. So I wasn't thinking that at the time, but I'm thinking it now. And that looks like lumber there. Yep, as I'm going through this, I'm seeing all the great screenshots that I can put on the title of this video. I might do the earlier one when we saw the Morton Salts there with pulling past South Yard. That was kind of a cool shot. Yes, sirree. This is sweet. Put in 30 years in the school district. Now I'm experiencing the payoff. Although while I worked, I was very happy to teach. Kind of like showmanship. Don't know if you noticed that or not, but I kind of do. Fun. I may not be the greatest at it, but I still like to do it. All right, here we go. Coming up on the last part of the cut, we're just going to pull these right past this little dwarf right here. And then they'll be ready to go. And then next time Thomas has to hump, he's got 2 trains waiting there that you saw back on the inbound tracks. And plus he's got all of this. So he's got a lot of humping to do. Go. Grab onto these. Thank you. Now we'll pull these backwards. All right, where's that dwarf at? There you are. There you are, dwarf. I see you. Here are the 2 scrap metal cars. Then we got, what are those? Procors? Are those gasoline? Diesel? Aviation? I don't know. Or those, like, methane or something. I think it says it on there. Oh, I didn't see anything. Here we go. Slow it down. That'll do. Right there. You know what else we'll do? Yeah, we're in the butter zone. We're in the butter zone. Let's get a nice shot here. Let's get a nice shot. Maybe this will be my shot. I don't know. That's a pretty shot, isn't it? With all the engines in there. It's beautiful at the fuel pads. And then those ones way in the back there, behind the fuel pads. That's beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, that's the end of episode 93. I hope you guys had a good time. I had a blast, as always. This is awesome. Why don't you like? Why don't you subscribe? Why don't you leave me a comment? And if this scene right here is not beautiful to you, well, this just may not be the channel for you.